Okay, this is Mr. Michael Waters. I am Dorothy Patterson. This is with Texas Metro News, and here we are with Mr. Waters, who was the moderator for this event. You did an outstanding job. We thank you. And can you tell the people who may be viewing or listening the importance of this moment?
March 3rd, 1910, a man by the name of Alan Brooks was lynched in the city center under the Elks Arch. And that lynching really defined our city for a generation. This city was known as a city of hate well before the death of JFK. A number of atrocities that were committed, lynchings, bombings, other terror activities against the black community within the city of Dallas. And so today is really about redeeming time and redeeming space, choosing to remember this tragedy at a time when so many people want us to forget, trying to erase our history, trying to ban books, trying to keep us from teaching this vital history to our children. So it's about redeeming that time, redeeming that space, making sure that we never forget Alan Brooks' name, but not only not to forget his name and not to forget the tragedy that unfolded here, but to commit ourselves anew to working and fighting for justice in our city and in our state, and really in our country today.
And what is so significant about this location?
Well, we are at the Red Brick Courthouse. This is the site of the lynching. Alan Brooks was taken literally from the second floor window by a noose pulled down on his head on the ground below, and was ultimately dragged a half a mile to Main and Acker Street. The history records that as his body was being dragged across the ground, he was kicked, he was spat upon, he was being disrobed. The rope broke halfway along the path, and so another noose was tied upon him, and ultimately he was lynched again at the corner of Main Street and Akron. Estimates between 5,000 to 10,000 people present, men, women, and children. And there was such a great hate in that day that the mob actually came back to try to find another person to lynch, and then ultimately went to Union Station. The trains had to be stopped in Dallas on that day because they were looking just to pull any black person they could off that train to lynch them. And so it was a very brutal day within our history. It's important that we remember, and I'm so grateful for everyone whose efforts have brought us here today.
And one vital point that I want to point out that you spoke about is how they actually sold pieces of his body as memorabilia.
Often was the case after a lynching had occurred was that anything attached to the body of the deceased was considered a prize. On this occasion, it was pieces of Alan Brooks' clothing that was taken as souvenirs. But in lynchings that happened all across the country, not only were articles of clothing taken, but literal digits, toes, fingers, other ears, other noses were taken from the bodies of the deceased. And what is most disturbing today, but it's something that we have to wrestle with today, is that some of those body parts are in fact still preserved in the homes of individuals within this nation. And until we really deal with that truth and that reality, we can really create a better community for ourselves.
Sir, we thank you for your dedication and your commitment to the history of brutality that must be continually shared and exposed. Thank you.
Thank you so much.